Barry, we see you out here working a lot with Elly De La Cruz. What stands out to you this year that is different than you've seen in years past from him?
He's going through a process of getting better. He's progressing. Um, I expect him to continue to be successful and just continue to fine tune his game. At this point, we haven't started playing games yet, so we talk about a lot of different things. But until guys get into the game process and really start kind of demonstrating at least what they're talking about, their approach is going to be, you really don't know. But the conversation has been more about more control, controlling the effort level, but still expecting to be successful. So all the conversations have been great, but it'll be interesting to see how it happens once we start playing the games.
When you say control the effort level, you mean you want to see him a little bit more effortless out there?
Not necessarily effortless, because he does have a way of just kind of making everything look smooth. It's about being in better position when you feel the ball, better in position when you get ready to swing, more anticipation and whether or not you're going to steal or not, taking into account situations during the game. Just kind of learning from the experience of failing in the past and not making the same mistakes that you made in the past. So, that manifests itself on the bases, fielding, hitting, and everything, and preparation and everything. And I feel like that's the growth that you want to see from a player, regardless if he's a superstar like Elly or not. You want to see a guy learn from the mistakes that he's made in the past and then come in the next spring kind of with a different level of expectation. And that's where Elly is, but that's where most guys are.
What does Matt McLain being back and healthy this season do for this ball club?
Stability. I feel like Matt is a stabilizing force. I think he'll be fantastic just being healthy out there. I think Matty brings a couple things, as well as his ability, baseball playing ability. He brings a mindset, and I talked about this level of expectation and accountability. And I feel like Matty has always had that as a young player and still a young player. But I feel like that's what he brings out on the field. And, it's going to be interesting because I think Matty will be one of the true leaders on the team. And you say that he's just he's a young player, right? And missed all of last year. But I still see like he has this personality. Right, he's not a loud vocal guy, but he's just very blue collar in his approach to the game. And I think that's infectious, and I think that's what people in Cincinnati, the blue collar town of Cincinnati, really will, the fan base, something that they'll hold on to. I love how Matt McLain plays the game, and he'll be a star in his own right.
Hunter Greene, every year we've seen him kind of level up a little bit. Already, he came in at a high level, but leveling up. What does it do for a team when you have an ace out there that you could trust that he gets the ball every fifth day?
That's the win. You feel like we're going to win this game, and if he's matching up against their number one, that's a good prospect. I think it's confidence, but not only just for the team. I feel like any really good coaching or really good pitching staff has this internal competition. I saw it a little bit last year when Lodolo was doing so well, and Hunter turned it up because Hunter wants to be the best of. I shared with Hunter my conversation with John Smoltz. He talked about Smoltz and Glavine and Maddox. They talked about beating the other team, of course, but wanting to be the best pitcher on their staff. So that internal competition is huge, and I feel like Hunter taking it up to the next level not only gives the team a better opportunity to get to win a ball game and be better. I think internally it challenges the other pitchers to ramp up their game as well. So I think that's the impact of a leader in every aspect of this game, from the pitching staff to the infielders to the outfielders. Like, I want to be the best infielder, and if Elly De La Cruz is the standard, whoa, I want to be the best pitcher. And if Hunter Greene is that standard, who is going to be that guy for us in the outfield? Who's going to be that guy behind the dish? Who's going to be that guy with the bat in their hand? we have that guy, I feel like, as a leader in Terry Francona. And, so it's going to be really interesting to see how all of that comes together. And it should be an exciting year. I know I'm excited about it.
Internal competition, expectations, and then you said Terry Francona. What is it about Terry Francona you've seen already so far that is making things change around here?
Well, it's his message and his, he accountability, uh, um, expectation. Terry said a lot of things, and it's all been very consistent with just play the game the right way, right? Are we going to make mistakes? Yeah, we're going to make mistakes, but as long as we learn from our mistakes and don't make the same mental mistakes, then we'll be fine. So I just feel like Terry brings a sense of consequence to the team. And I know in some of the exit interviews last year, I know I heard it from Jonathan India and I heard it from Spencer Steer. They talked about consequence, lack thereof, or accountability, right? I feel like Tito definitely brings that, and he talked about that early this spring, so that tone was set. And just watching the guys and how they go about their job, it's really nice to see because it's clean. I feel like they know what's expected, and I think Terry's just surrounded himself with some good coaches, and I feel like this team has gotten better because of the experiences that they have had from the last few years. And I make the comparison between our team in 1990 and prior to. We had some success. Now, we had success on the field collectively. We were in second place first 3 or 4 years of my career, and then we went to fifth place. Lupinella came in, and his first message was not accountable. He was like, I don't accept losing, and I don't expect us to lose. And the first mental mistake that we made out on the field, Lou lost his mind. And the tone that was set was, I am not accepting mental mistakes. It just is unacceptable. And so what did we do? We did not make mental mistakes. And so I feel like Terry Francona has that type of presence. Different mannerism than say Lupinella, definitely. But I feel it's still going to be like that kind of impact. Like Tito says what he says. Lou had his way of doing it his way. And but I feel like it's palatable. I feel like the guys feel that. And I feel like they've responded, at least in the way that they work right now, the conversations that they're having right now. It'll be interesting to see, as I said, once the games start. But so far, so good. It's been so far, it's been really good.
You bring up that 1990 season. Before that, Pete Rose, the Reds were in the 14 patch this season.
Yep.
What are your thoughts on them honoring him that way?
Fantastic. I love Pete Rose. It just is what it is. Do I think he should be in the Hall of Fame? He is in the Hall of Fame. Every time I go to Cooperstown, I go and see 4,256 hits and the Hit King. I had a really great opportunity this last year when we went to Cooperstown to spend time with my wife and Pete Rose and another friend of ours, and just sat on a plane. We chartered a plane back from Cooperstown, and I had a chance just to sit across the aisle from him and just talk. I didn't know that was going to be the last time I had a chance to talk to him, but it was really cool. Listen, I idolized Pete Rose as a young person growing up in Cincinnati, wanting to be Pete Rose, make sure I had grass stains on the top of my pants. Pete Rose called me and told me I was getting called up to the big leagues. He talked to me about the responsibility of being from Cincinnati and playing for the Reds. I used Pete Rose's shoes and his bat in my first major league at bat because I didn't have any of my equipment that came to Cincinnati. Pete Rose was so influential and showed me so much love. I love Pete, and I certainly miss him, but I think it's amazing that the organization is honoring him with the 14 patch.
You brought up that 1990 season, the parallels to it. Obviously, World Series. What's the goal and expectation you think for this Reds realistically this season?
Realistically, is to be better than they were last year. And that doesn't mean however many, 77 wins or whatever we had. That doesn't mean 78 wins. It could be 87. It could be 97. Just better than we were last year. Just not, you know, everything is broken down. The batting average early in the counts, right? Or the strikeout rate, or the lack of making contact, the amount of outs that we made on the bases, right? The unforced errors, if you will, right? The whatever it is, wherever we failed, like collectively taking a really conscientious approach to make sure we don't fail as much as we did last year. That's improvement. As I said, when I watch a player and I watch his past season and how he comes in the spring training, hey, what'd you work on this winter? Well, last year I struggled with this, so I'm really trying to do this. You want to see that kind of improvement, but that's a conscious thing, right? In order to know how to get better, you got to know how you failed. And my hope is that we've done a nice job of painting a picture of how we failed last year at the big league level so that we can concentrate to not fail in those areas again. And I feel like collectively we have the people to get that done. It's just a matter if the players adhere to that and if they kind of stay focused on trying to be better than they were. Ultimately, it's about winning ball games. But if we incrementally get better, then we're going to win those ball games. If we just simply control the things that we're capable of controlling and staying on task and everyone does their job, I think at the end of the day, I think Cincinnati fans will be proud of this Cincinnati Reds team. I know I am. And my hope is that at the end of the season, I can say, man, you know what? We won or we didn't win. But we played some good baseball. I'm really looking forward to us playing good, consistent baseball.